So in today's video, I'll be showing you how you can fix your damaged pictures. Maybe for some reason, a photographer or something over edited your picture and then you want to fix it in Photoshop. Watch this video till the end because I'm going to give you 2 easy methods you can use to fix this. Without much ado, let's get into the video and don't forget to subscribe. So the first thing I want you to do is to come to your layer here and then click on Ctrl J, right? So after clicking on Ctrl J, the next thing I want you to do is to select the new layer you've duplicated and then you come to filter, right? So when you come to filter, I want you to click on convert for smart filters. So after clicking on it, this information would pop up and it says to enable re-editable smart filters, the selected layer will be converted into a smart object. So you hit OK. Once you have that done, the next thing I want you to do is to go back to filter and then look for camera raw filter here like this. Okay, now I want you to analyze your photo and then think about what is actually wrong with your photo. Okay, so looking at this photo is greenish, right? It's looking very greenish, right? So we are supposed to decrease the greens and then bring the greens out to get the photo looking at it was originally. Okay, so the first thing that I would like you to do is to come to this basic here. When you come to the raw photo, I come to basic, and what I want you to do is to select this eyedropper tool, okay, and then click on anywhere that is white in your image. You're looking at this image, you don't have any whitish part in this image, okay, unless maybe we use the eyes, right? But then we can how should I say it, alternatively use this part because it looks a bit whiter as compared to the entire image. So we'll just click here and see what it does, right? So clicking here, you can see that it does a bit of the job, but then it's not that perfect. Okay, so this takes us to step 2 of this process, where you close this and then you come and look for color mixer here like this. Okay, so after opening color mixer, what I want you to do is to come here and then click on this place that you are seeing my mouse icon on like this. Click on it like this. Okay, so what this is going to do is that it's going to open the hue, saturation and luminance of the image you're about to re-edit. Okay, so let's first start with the hue and see how we can play around with the hue to get our image looking a bit better as compared to the first one. So click on hue here, right? So when you click on hue, you drag it to whatever part you want to change. Okay, so looking at this part, these parts are already good in the image, so our skin is what is a bit lacking because it's still looking greenish, right? So we'll double click on it and then this slider will show. Okay, so this slider will help us to either make it more greener or bring it to the reddish look. Okay, so with this, we'll just make sure we slide our slider to somewhere that will look a bit perfect as compared to, if I'm moving it to the right, I'm moving to the green part, right? And if I'm bringing it here, I'm moving it to the red part. So I think something like this is cool. Okay, so you can target a different area and then work the same way there. So just as you can see me, you can work similar there, right? This side, let's remove a bit of the greens from this side and make it more reddish. So something like this is cool. Okay, when you're done, you come and select the saturation by double clicking on it. Okay, so you double click on the saturation. We want to take out some of the saturation from the parts where we feel has been a lot saturated. Okay, so for instance, looking at the skin tone, when we click here, we can decrease some of the saturation in this, right? So you can decrease this saturation like just as you can see me do. So let's take it and then you make sure your image is turning perfect. So you just be observing your image. Okay, I think we are getting a bit closer to what we actually want, right? So I think we should decrease some of the saturation here or probably increase it. So you just play around with the sliders just as you can see me do. So something like this would be cool. Okay, now we'll come to the luminance, right? And upon coming to the luminance, what we can do is we can just drag and then try it out. So the parts where you feel are not good, so this part is looking a bit, you can just work on them like this, right? So after you are done, what you can do is to come to this side and then turn off this icon that you clicked on. Okay, so after turning it off, now you can come here, right, and come to color. Okay, and when you come to color, what I want you to do is to take a careful look at your image and look at what is still lacking. Okay, so you carefully look at the image, you can see how we still have greens in it. So I'll come and select this green here like this, right? Oh sorry, let's go back to color mixer. So I'll come and select this green here and now easily play around with the hue, saturation and luminance of it. So I'll decrease there, so when I take it all the way down, you can see what is happening, right? So I'll just decrease it a bit just as you can see me do like this. Okay, this is fine. I think let's remove some of the saturation from the green. Okay, so I think this is also good. So we can similarly do something like this. Okay, So just as you can see, there has been a drastic change in our image. Okay, and now you have to know that if we are taking it away from the greens, you have to bring it more close to the reddish look. Okay, so we'll come and pick this red like this, and then we'll try and increase or play around with the hue and saturation of it to get the image we are looking for. So just look down here, just look here, take a careful look here. You can clearly see that if I increase or decrease it, that is where it's affecting, because that's where the red is. Okay, so just as you can see me do something like this, let's decrease the luminance. Okay, so when I click on OK, now let's see before and after. So looking at before after, you can see that we've brought our image a bit back to life. Okay, now the next method I'm about to show you is the method that I always use in fixing my photos. Now let's get it. So you come to the background layer, you right click, and then you come to duplicate layer. Okay, you come to where they've written documents, you hit on it, and then you click on new. Okay, so you click on new. I want you to name this maybe curves, because we'll be using the curves to fix this. Okay, and hit on OK like this. Okay, so once you have this, a new workspace will be open for you, and what I want you to do is to come to this adjustment layer here, click on it, and then you come and look for curves like this. Okay, so now that you have the curves, looking at the picture initially was very greenish, and just as you can see, that's what's happening here. So you come to where they've written the RGB, you click on it, and then you look for green. Okay, so looking for green, after looking for the green, what I want you to do is to come to this place where they've written normal, make sure this curve layer is selected, and change this place to color. Okay, so everything that you do will be affected to the color and not the entire image. Okay, now after making sure this place is green, you come here to this slider here, and then you click on any portion where it's greenish. Okay, so something like this, you double click, and then you decrease it, you bring it down, and you can see the magic that is happening there. Okay, Photoshop itself would automatically work with it. Similarly, I can come here and then decrease some of the greens that I have here. So something like this, I'll just bring it down. Right, now you can see that it's getting more towards the magenta. Okay, so you can come to this place where they've written the green, and then you click on it, and then change it into red. Okay, so after changing it to red, you just double click, and then you play around with the reddish look as well, right, until you feel like your image has been okay. So you just target the part and then just work on it like this, just as you can see. So you double click, and then you drag it up or down to make sure your image is looking good, right? And this is our outcome. So if I turn on before and after, you can clearly see that there has been good progress in this image, right? So these are the two ways that you can fix your photos in Photoshop. Now carefully taking time and doing it would obviously give you best results. Thanks for watching, and make sure you hit the subscribe button. Until then, peace, and I'm out.